What's going on, world? I want to welcome y'all to the Just Show Up pod with your boy Rashad Cohen. I pray y'all had an amazing 2022. I pray y'all brought in the new year with y'all close friends, loved ones. If you brought it in by yourself, hey, more props to you. But if you're listening to this, watching this right now, cheers to a new year. So, whatever dreams that you guys had, whatever goals that you guys written down for this upcoming year, I want to speak life into it right now. Let y'all know that I believe in you and that whatever you wrote down, you can accomplish it. Whatever you wrote down, you can become it. Whatever you wrote down, believe in it, see it, and achieve it. But I also want to encourage you guys. There's like this motto, right? New year, new me. We all have like these extravagant dreams, these extravagant goals. We hear these motivational speakers like myself, right? I'm a motivational speaker. We hear these pastors, these influencers that talk about new year, new me. This year is going to be the best year of our life. This year is going to be the best year financially. This year is going to be the year that we find our husband, our wife. We got to proclaim it. We got to receive it. Like all that's amazing. Like we need that motivation. We need that optimism. We need that fuel, right, to go into something big. That's great. But then there's this other side to it. There's the reality side to it that it may not happen. So I want to speak about that today. I want to share the story with you guys. A few years ago, I was blessed enough to travel across the world to 14 different countries across 4 continents, right? And I was able to go into orphanages, preach the gospel, just doing amazing things, for God. And I was on social media. Everyone was, what I'm saying, following my journey, all these different things. I was used to doing just amazing things. I was used to doing dang, Rashad, extravagant things, right? We just showing up. We still going. I was used to getting praise. And prior to the mission trip, y'all, I was a president of a teaching program. Call Me Mister. It's like one of like the top teaching programs for Black males. I created a mentoring program. I was speaking. I was going into education conferences, speaking to educators. I was just this leader that was used to getting praise. I was this leader that was used to doing amazing things for the sake of approval. But that approval was rooted in insecurity. So my security was performing. My security was if I do this, that means these people over here will look at me like this. I will be accepted. But my security was rooted in insecurity. Hey, we starting off the 2023 year strong, y'all. My security was rooted in insecurity. And what I mean by that, a lot of us can be fueled, a lot of our goals, a lot of our dreams can be fueled by our insecurity because we want to be accepted by certain people, or we believe that if we do this, we'll be deemed successful in the world's eyes. And that's like this new year, new me, right? So I'm about to get into the story. And the story is I traveled across the world, like I said. And when I got back to America, though, about a year later, I never forget this, you guys. I had an anxiety attack because it was now, what's the new big thing that you can do, Rashad? What's the new thing that's going to give you praise from others? What's the new thing that's going to, you can look in the mirror and say, you proud? Because if I have to be honest with y'all, I didn't know how to deal with now, quote unquote, being average, right? I didn't know how to deal with that. And I literally had an anxiety attack when my two sisters, Lakia and Lakeisha, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all so much. They're literally able to just get me to ground zero. I mean, I was hyperventilating, y'all. If you've been through a breakdown, you get it, right? It's not funny at the time. But I literally was just terrified because I didn't know what's the next big thing that I can do. I'm like, y'all don't get it. Like I'm supposed to be successful. I'm supposed to inspire the world. I'm supposed to motivate the world. I'm supposed to allow kids to see me and say one day I want to be like him. I'm like, what's next? And the thing that was next was teaching preschoolers. I'm like, man, God, like there got to be something more than this. But the truth is, y'all, the something more was the mundane. The something more was showing up every single day for those children. The something more was learning to be consistent even when no one's watching me. The something more was, Rashad, we're gonna work on your character. You know what I'm saying? So don't overlook the little things in life. I get it. It's a new year. It's a new you. You're gonna bring in the most money you've ever brought in for your business. You're gonna find your wife. You're gonna find your husband. But what if that don't happen? Are you still worthy? Are you still successful? Do you still love yourself? And for me personally, when I got back from traveling across the world, that's when like the new me really began. When no one was watching, when I couldn't post on Instagram the amazing stories, the new me was the mundane. The new me was like showing up in the areas that no one could see about but just myself. That's when the true character development began. And the reason why I'm sharing the story with you guys because I don't want you guys to get discouraged if this upcoming year 2023 doesn't turn out like you expected it to turn out. When I was in the shower, y'all, a few days ago, God told me, He said, "Son, you can't have growth without pain." And then about 5 hours later, my mentee called me. He's a freshman in college. He's like, "You got time to talk, Rashad?" I'm like, "Yes, sir." He called me, and for an hour straight, I just let him talk. And the reason why I let him talk is because he had so much that he just had to get out. Man, Rashad, like I was depressed. My homeboy died. I'm going through family things. I wasn't going to class because I was so down. And afterwards, I just encouraged him. I said, "Man, welcome to the big leagues." And what I meant by that was walking to life. I knew he was super excited to get down to college. I knew he was excited to experience a new environment. Like I knew that he was ready to embark on these dreams. And then when life hit him, when life happened, he started to question, like, man, like, am I really gonna be successful? Am I really supposed to be down here? And all I told him was, this is life. You going through the process. This is how you grow. There's no way of growing if you don't if you don't grow through pain, right? And so the reason why I'm sharing this isn't a feel good message for you guys. However, this is just the real. I'm being authentic. I'm being transparent because if the year 2023 doesn't go like it planned for you, because maybe you may have a loved one, pass away, or you may become sick, you maybe lose your job, you may not find your husband, you may not find your wife, your business may decline, but all of that isn't attached to your identity, right? And what I mean by that is even though you go through something difficult, that doesn't define who you are. And not only doesn't define who you are, but it also is a part of your growth. Like it's needed. So I get it. Like this year's gonna be my best year yet. I was in church yesterday, and of course, the pastor was talking about this year you're gonna find your husband, your wife. Everyone was running around. I'm just kind of thinking, like, the reality is, some of these people may not. The reality is, even though they saying I receive, this is gonna be like my biggest year financially. The reality is, for some people, it's gonna be the toughest year financially. But the beauty of it is, this is all part of God's plan. The beauty of it is, this is all part of the process for them. But I just pray that they understand it, that they don't get down on themselves like, man, like I'm not worthy. 1 second. that I'm not worthy, right? Let me get a sip of coffee. And the reason why I just wanted to share this message with y'all is because, like, I don't mean to be the Grinch. Like, I honestly don't. But I want to get ahead of some of you guys so that you guys can simply remember. Like, I remember that message. I remember Just Show Up Pod and how Rashad said that even though this wasn't a part of the plan that I written down in my journal, this wasn't a part of the goals and the dreams that I thought was gonna take place in the year 2023. That this is still a part of the plan. Like this, whatever the trial is more important for getting is more important in order for you to get to where God has for you, if that makes sense. So it's a lot of times I thought that after I got back from traveling across the world that my speaking career was going to take off. Like, okay, I got all these stories, all these different things. Then God had me go in the classroom. I went through the toughest breakup of my life. I went through depression. All these different things. I'm like, man, like what happened? Am I still equipped for my calling? Am I still equipped to speak life into people? And my dreams started to die a little bit. But what happened was that season was vital for me because now I get why God had me go through all of that. Because now when I speak, I'm able to speak with conviction. I'm able to speak with authority. I'm able to speak to young men about when that girl breaks your heart, that there's so many other things that God has for you. Like it's okay. I'm able to speak about when things go hard, don't run to alcohol. Don't run to sex. I'm able to speak to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to go through it. So if the year of 2023 doesn't go like you planned, it is okay. And if the year 2022 was the most challenging time of your life, you went through depression, you had identity issues, whatever it may have been, it's all a part of the process. I want to let you know if you're going through depression, even into the new year, keep on showing up. If you're going through anxiety, keep on showing up. If you're going through doubt, keep on showing up. I for real want to let y'all know that, like this podcast thing for me, like I was like restraining for a long time because it's uncomfortable for me. But if you want to grow, you're gonna have to step into the uncomfortable. This is all part of the plan. This is all part of the process. So whatever it is that God's calling you to do, and you feel a little resistance, go ahead and step into that thing. Go ahead and step into that thing. So I want to speak life into you guys and let you know I believe in you. I love you. And you are whatever it is that you envision. You just got to work at it. And if you don't achieve what you say you want to achieve, it's okay. Baby steps. And be consistent in the little areas. For some of y'all don't need no new gym membership. All y'all need is to go to your living room and hit about 20 squats a day. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And build on that. For me personally, the year of 2022, I said I'm gonna read 20 minutes a day. That's what I said. I'm gonna read 20 minutes a day. Y'all, I ended up reading about 2 hours in the whole, maybe 3 hours, the whole year of 2022. But going into this new year, all right, Rashad, 5 minutes. You can do 5 minutes. That's how my health journey began. Rashad, just work out 10 minutes a day. And that 10 minutes became 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It became a lifestyle. Baby steps. So I'm gonna always end a podcast, just show up pod with this applications, right? So some of you guys may struggle with your identity simply every single day, or pick a day out the week to write down what you love, what you love about yourself. Some of you guys may struggle with consistency. Write down just baby goals, and those baby goals will lead to that big goal. It's the focus on the micro to get to the macro. Oh, I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to just encourage you. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Hold on. I really want to encourage y'all to go after all those dreams you have. Go after all those goals you have. And if you don't achieve them, it is okay. Breathe in, breathe out. It's okay. So that's the Just Show Up pod with Rashad Cohen. Y'all be blessed.